Hello and welcome to PL SQL video tutorials. In this video, we'll discuss PL SQL triggers. Triggers are stored programs in the database. These programs run when an event occurs. These triggers run automatically on such events. Such events can be of three types. Firstly, when data is changed by the users. These events can be called DML events. Secondly, when data definition is changed, these kind of events can be called DDL events. And finally, when some database operation is performed, for example, starting or stopping database or logging in or out of database, these events can be called database operation events. A simple DML trigger has two timing points. One is before triggering statement, and the other one, or the second one, is after triggering statement. Simple DML triggers or before and after DML triggers can be fired on tables and updatable views. In this example, we are creating a trigger by using create or replace trigger keywords. After that, we provide name of the trigger, which is before DML notice in this case. In the next line, before delete or insert or update means that it will fire before delete, insert or update statements. On hr.employees means that it will be fired on this table. For each row means that it's a row level trigger and will be triggered for every row involved. The trigger simply will print out a message, DML operation, whenever it will fire. Now let's compile it. Now run statement that updates some rows. Now you can see that it will print out the message as many number of times as there are affected rows. Now if we comment out for each row, it will become table level trigger and will be fired once, irrespective of how many rows are affected. Compile it and run our statement again. Now it will always print the message once. Now we'll include for each row again and compile the trigger. Okay, now let's check this trigger by inserting a record in hr.employees table. We can see that it affected one row and the message is printed out as expected from the trigger. To check if it works with delete statement, we'll issue a delete statement. Delete HR employees where employee ID is equal to 420 and trigger fired and printed out the message we provided in the trigger. Now we can change it to after delete, insert or update trigger. Let's create a new trigger, name it after DML notice. We'll print a message whenever this trigger is fired. Message is after DML operation. And now we'll compile it. Now let's insert a record and we can see that there are two messages printed out. On before the DML operation and the other one is after DML operation. So our both triggers fired.